Hello there, Gemini folk, sun, moon, rising sign especially. This is your 2022 July forecast reading. My name is Lori Lothian. I'm a Hellenistic whole sign astrologer. We're going to be looking at the sky from that lens. And if you want to subscribe, you'll get and hit the bell for notifications. You'll get a lot more detail as I dive more deeply into stars and asteroids about some of these events during my many videos that I produce each month. And check my description box for all the things I have for sale. Sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter, 30% discount off a reading with me. And I got a bunch of other cool stuff in there. Okay, let's get rolling. So Gemini, guess what? The most important thing by far for you guys is always whatever your Lord is doing, which is Mercury. And Mercury is very busy, moving quickly through the sky, on average 2 to 3 weeks per sign, depends, of course, on his speed. And so pay attention to July 19th. I'm not going chronological, I'm going by weight. So July the 19th, Mercury will move out of Cancer and into Leo. And this is a transition point where you feel the difference because he's connected to Gemini. So first of all, what is Leo? It's fire, it's hot, it's spicy, it's powerfully solar. It represents the hot dog days of summer. So keep that in mind because Mercury is going to be sweating under the sun, doing his thing in that sign. But when he's in that sign, where does he exist? He exists in your third house of trips and travel, friends that are in the local hood, siblings, aunts, uncles, and cousins, skill-based learning, and the online platforms you're probably using. So I think that this can mean that you're going to be feeling very focused in that third house zone of the sky, and it's going to draw a lot of your attention. How can it do anything but? With that intense energy of Mercury in that part of your sky, you very, very likely can see yourself as somebody who's very effective because getting your communications out in the world. Do you need to write blogs? Do you need to build website content? Whatever you do in those areas, if there is something you do in those areas, you're going to be on fire. And this transition of Mercury moving into Leo happens on July 19th. And then the sun will also be moving shortly after into Leo as well. So the end of the month, basically, July 19th, the end of the month, you're so on your communications game. And if you want to take a trip anywhere, it's a really good time. Mercury will get you the best deal, the best price, the best seat. Yay, you. So I would suggest that's an ideal time to travel. Mercury could bring news, information from your extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings that's coming through the sky at the same time. Probably good news, but not necessarily. I can't, but it's just news could come in from those siblings. And what else can I tell you? I would like to focus a little bit then on one of the things that no one else I've talked about. I've not mentioned this yet to others, but July the 1st and 2nd, which I do talk about during that time, you've got this, we all have this Mars square Pluto energy. So it's gnarly and it's combustive and it's tense, control, power, struggle energy in your sky between things to do with money and finances, spousal money, inheritance money, or other people's money, bank loans and stuff like that. Gnarly tension in that part of your sky. And that's where Pluto is sitting, and Mars will be moving through Taurus, which is your 12th house of, hidden enemies. That sounds pretty intense, doesn't it? Oh no. So Mars, that's not where Mars is. I apologize. Mars is still in Aries at that time. So he'll be moving through the part of the sky that has to do with friends and allies and groups of people and great gains from your career. So you're in potentially, though, great gains from your career, oppositional tension or like a frustration tension or some difficulty, maybe around July 1st and 2nd, Gemini, to do with themes of bank loans, mortgages, money, extended monies, money to do with your gains from your career, etc. So there's a bit of tension going on there, but at the same time, with Mercury sextiling Uranus, okay, during that window of time, you may feel like this has some sense of exhilarating good news, and you're maybe not taking it to be that much of a hardship. In fact, Mercury is moving during this window of time in his, let me just grab that chart. Mercury is moving through your first house. So you're finding yourself, is that right? Sorry, I have a brain fart because I'm trying to do all signs and I don't usually do it this way. Oh yeah, sorry, he's moving through your second house of earnings. And so there is tension in money houses between Pluto and money house 11th house that can be great gains from your career or stuff like that, or pennies from heaven. So there's this bit of tension between Pluto there and Mars, but at the same time, Mercury is your Lord, and he's moving to your second house of money, and he will do a sextile to Uranus in the 12th. So you could be some kind of money busting out energy, especially if you use online payment processors like Stripe and PayPal. So it's a bit of a mixed bag around finances and tension there for you, but keep your eye on that early part of the month, July 1st, 2nd, 3rd, where you're going to feel some of this tension. Then some good news is happening around the 8th to the 11th of the month, and that's when the sun will sextile Uranus. Well, the sun is definitely about that vitality and positivity, and Uranus is about sudden and unexpected. Sudden and unexpected things are coming out of your 12th house, and the sun is doing the activating sextile that brings something from that house in your second. So again, we're back to that money story. What could be bolting through? Even Mercury's hinting at it earlier, right around the 2nd and 1st of July, and then we get a sort of deeper iteration of that money opportunity story on July 8th to the 11th. Now, backroom deals and negotiations, there's very 12th house. Maybe you're backroom dealing and negotiating some kind of money breakthrough story in your own life. And if you are, it looks like things will go in your favor, and very exciting, very exhilarating around that financial energy for the most part. All righty. And then we also want to talk about a full moon in Capricorn that's happening. And I think I forgot to do the Leo one on the last slide. Anyway, there's a full moon in Capricorn happening around the 13th of July, conjunct Pluto. That makes it a very powerful, very intense energy. And you're going to feel that fullness of that moon, some fruiting or completion of something you may have started 6 months before in your money house, to do with bank loans and mortgages and taxes and tax rebates and spousal money, inheritance, alimony, palimony, and all those things. So, this is definitely a lot of money stuff going on for a lot of Gemini here. And, the full moon is going to maybe light up that part of your sky, because the 8th is secrets, things you don't see, the hidden from your view, and quite possibly something will be opened up for you to see that you didn't see around money stuff as well. And the 2 weeks that follow that moon in particular, there will be some oppositional energy from Mercury in the opposite part of the sky at the same time as that Capricorn full moon. So that could be also some kind of information or news about your possessions, about your earnings, or about your cash flow that's kind of at odds with what you want to see come to a fullness in your 8th house. I mean, I can give you an example. You're applying for a mortgage and it falls through. I mean, that could just be a simple one, right? Just an example. July 11th to the 15th, you're going to find that a Venus trine Saturn event can be really opportunistic for you and positive if you want to create something of lasting value. And that is Venus, that is Saturn moving through your 9th house of temples and God and foreign lands and higher education in a flowing energy to Venus in that trine in Gemini. And that's your first house of you. Now, Venus in Gemini, that's the first house of you, but Venus in Gemini makes you very charismatic and very persuasive. And people want to help you and people like you. So take advantage of that transit. She's in your 7th house, first house, starting July the 17th. And so I think you could be making some kind of pitching something, or making some kind of statement, like if you were wanting to pitch to a publisher or an agent, or if you're trying to apply for a university, you have to have an interview, or you have to convince somebody to take a trip to a foreign land with you. This is your golden time. You're really good at this right now. You have life moving in your favor as Venus is trining Saturn, July 11th to 15th. There is a square to Neptune to watch out for illusions, fantasy, thinking about things in a way that aren't realistic, especially regarding career, and maybe a career agenda at odds with, like, I want to go away for a trip to Bali, but my boss is telling me I need to stay, or I can't hide this from my boss. I don't know. So just watch for that weird stuff as well. And last but not least, we're going to bring in the end of the month with a couple of events, the new moon in Leo. So the new moon in Leo is happening around the 28th of July, and it's going to be bringing this new fresh start in your 3rd house of your trips and travel and your siblings and your online skills-based learning. So all of those themes are highlighted for you at this time. And at the very same time, you're going to experience a trine to Jupiter with that moon. Everybody is. We all love trines to Jupiter. Jupiter is lighting up your friends and allies' house. People want to do favors, be helpful to you, give you a leg up. pennies from heaven can happen when Jupiter transits the 11th as well, and really good money luck breaks as well. And so what I think I can say is you're setting in motion some kind of opportunities that can open up for you in your house of hopes, dreams, and wishes, but friends and allies that are going to play out over the 6 months that follow, and basically bake in some really good favors from friends regarding third house themes. And if you have an online business that you use, that you do stuff with, like websites and stuff, this is very auspicious for that and for getting some popular appeal and maybe becoming very popular on a social media platform. All righty, did I cover everything? And there's a big boom at the end of the month because Mars, North Node, and Uranus all collide together. You'll start to feel it as early as the 21st of July. It's going to really be peaking around the 31st of July into the first week of August. Now, this pile up is happening in Taurus, and it's very rare, won't happen again for years. I'll be diving into more depth in a later video, but this is an interior process for you, Gemini. You're feeling this inside of you. It's in your innerscape, in your contemplations, in your in meditations, maybe in your nocturnal dreams, the 12th house themes. It's not really necessarily out in the world. Okay. However, if you have people who don't have your back, we call those the house of hidden enemies, and there's Uranus and North Node and Mars getting double crossed, getting betrayed. I'm not going to pretend it doesn't exist and you'll be shocked. It'll be a very surprising thing. Watch out for that near the end of this month into the early part of August. I don't know how you can watch out for hidden enemies because they're by nature hidden, but I had to tell you that that is there as well. So keep your enemies close, as they say. So if you think someone doesn't have your back, keep them close and suss out what they're up to. Thanks, Gemini, for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, and helps my channel grow. So comment as well. I'd love to hear how things went for you in July of 2022. Ciao, guys.